truly want to change yourself and your life, transform yourself in your life, create the dreams and the visions that you have inside yourself, and liberate your soul, your authentic self, and finally start with creating the life you dream of and expressing yourself authentically, then there is one thing that you should do, and one thing only, and that is facing your reality as it is right now, accepting who you are right now, what you are right now, where you are at right now in your life. Bear with me, because if you truly understand what I am sharing with you, if you truly understand and hear what I am saying, this is truly going to help you liberate yourself, find the freedom you are so longing for and searching for already all of your life outside of yourself, while true freedom lies inside of yourself. Radically accepting all of who you are, what you are right now, where you are at right now, and most importantly, accepting all of your flaws, all of your imperfections. And this sounds very paradoxical, especially for a psychologist and someone who is trying to help people feel better, right? But it will help you tremendously to finally free yourself from this endless quest of trying to become this perfect human being. It will free yourself from the mind prison, from the traps that you put yourself in by trying to be someone you are not and trying to become someone you are not for the rest of your life, while you already are the person you need to be. You already have everything you need to create the life you dream of. But you are so blinded by your desperate longing to be some perfect, flawless human being that fits all the beauty standards, that is good at everything, that is perfect, that doesn't have any insecurities or doesn't have anything to be insecure about, etc., etc., etc. But by trying to do that, by trying to fit the standards that you uphold for yourself, and of course they are being taught to us and conditioned to us already from a very young age by our very dysfunctional society, but you uphold those standards inside of yourself too, and you try to fit them all of your life, you will never be happy. You will never be empowered in the present moment, because you keep on resisting yourself, you keep on rejecting yourself, and you keep on rejecting the present moment and life. And what you are doing is that you are blocking your life force energy that you want to use to create the dreams and the visions that you have inside of yourself. You're using all of that energy to suppress all of those parts inside of yourself, to hide yourself out of shame or out of fear of failure or rejection. But if you truly understand the concept of radically accepting all of who you are right now, not running away anymore from your flaws, from your imperfections, from your shame, not trying to hide yourself anymore, not trying to put masks upon yourself, not trying to be this perfect human being while suppressing your true and authentic self, which is very imperfect and has flaws and makes mistakes. You hold yourself hostage. But when you radically accept your present moment, your reality as it is right now, you will free yourself and liberate yourself, and you will free the life force energy that you need to create the change that you so long for in your life. What I often see in people who want to change and transform themselves and their lives, and who want to create the dreams they hold inside, is that they really love to visualize their dreams and really love to think about how their lives would be when their dreams would come true. They love to fantasize and dream, and they distract themselves constantly with doing all kinds of things they believe will contribute to that dream coming true or the change or transformation in their life, but actually they're doing the wrong things. What they are doing is that they are denying their reality as it is right now, which also means denying their insecurities, their fears, their depression, their loneliness, their imperfections, their flaws, their shame, their guilt, their traumas. They are denying the reality and the present moment as it is right now in such a way that they only are busy with thinking about the future and living in the future and dreaming about the future and fantasizing about the future and trying to get there with only positive thinking and love and light. But they're not really taking action from where they are right now. They're not willing to use self-discipline and to take all the steps that are necessary to get where they want to be. And often they're not even able to do that because they're so in denial of the reality as it is right now and of themselves and of the person who they are, because they're so busy with hiding their insecurities and hiding their trauma and their pain and their shame, and doing that by dreaming and visualizing about change, because that feels better than facing reality as it is, right? That they are not very present and grounded in their body in the present moment. And they use all the energy to suppress instead of express. But to really change yourself, transform yourself in your life, create the dreams and the visions that you have inside, you have to start with taking the steps. You have to go to the resistance in the present moment, sit with it, go through it, and accept your reality as it is right now. For me to get where I am today, I really had to face my reality as it was. I was so busy with meditating and visualizing and manifesting my dreams and my visions, but actually what I was doing was escaping my reality as it was at that moment in time, not accepting it, because it felt so heavy and I had so much trauma still left in my body, and pain and insecurities and feelings of unworthiness and emptiness and loneliness and depression and fears, that I didn't want to accept my reality as it was right now. So dreaming and fantasizing and visualizing about my future and where I wanted to be felt safer, lighter, and more playful and joyful in some way than facing my reality as it was. But I was also already busy for years working on my mission, my purpose, my soul's path, but never really manifesting it, never really anchoring it, right? Never really grounding it and creating it in my day-to-day reality. I was so denying my reality, not accepting who I was and where I was, that I wasn't able to use the energy that I used to visualize myself in a future place, to create the visions that I saw in the future in the present moment. So I had to face my reality as it was. I had to let go of beauty standards. I had to let go of expectations of society and family. I had to let go of roles and masks that I had and played. I had to let go of fear and shame and guilt. And I had to face the stories that I was telling about myself, about who I was, and put my reality next to the stories and compare, is it true what I am telling myself? Is it true what I am telling the rest about myself? Am I really honest to myself and to others? Do I speak my truth or do I hold back? So I had to compare those two, and actually I wasn't really honest to myself. I was denying my reality. I wasn't accepting some things about myself, because in the present moment and accepting who I was and where I was felt really heavy, because then I had to accept and confess that I was way more traumatized than I thought I was, that I felt way more insecure, lonely, depressed, and anxious than I thought, that I had all kinds of coping mechanisms and tactics to hide who I truly was. I wasn't being honest. I was very hard on myself, and I didn't accept myself fully, because I was still believing that if I just did this or this or this enough, then I would fit the patriarchal beauty standards, that I would be this perfect lady, that I would be this perfect partner, sister, daughter. But I was still so busy with trying to be someone I was not. I was in a relationship that didn't suit me at all. I was in an environment that didn't suit me at all. And I realized that I was holding myself back already for 15, 30 years, whatever, because I was denying my reality. Because I was denying the traumas that were stored in my body, the suppressed emotions that were stored in my body, the grief. Oh my God, the grief, so much grief. And I realized that I really had denied my reality and parts of myself for a very long time. And that the present moment, as it was back then, wasn't really a pleasant place to be. But I realized that the only thing that would help me to transform myself, to liberate myself, to create the vision that I had inside of me, to start walking my soul's path, my authentic path, to speak my truth, to express myself authentically, which I all very, very desired, that I had to face my reality as it was and not as I was telling myself that it was. I had to face the truth. I had to go to the resistance, to the heaviness. I had to stay where I was, ground myself, and stop running away from myself. I had to go from non-acceptance to acceptance, from denying to facing it. I had to understand where I was still pleasing people for the sake of being liked. I had to understand where I was still afraid of speaking my truth and setting boundaries. I had to understand how I was sabotaging myself. I had to understand which shadow tactics I had, such as manipulation, submission, and control, to get what I want and need. I had to understand what my wants and needs truly were and are, to be seen and loved, heard, recognized, and valued. I had to understand where this shadow agenda was holding me back from stepping into my power and my true potential, and also where it was forcing me to do things that weren't aligned with my truth, like thinking that I had a dream of becoming a singer, for example, while my true soul's path and purpose was what I am doing right now with you. So I had to understand what my small shadow dream was and what my true soul's purpose and path was, and how my denying of my reality and my shadow side kept me in this small prison of focusing too much on this dream and blindfolding me for the greater path that was lying ahead of me. And when I truly, finally faced my reality, my flaws, my shame, my fears, my insecurities, and I truly, finally dared to stand still and accept reality as it was, it freed me so much, it liberated me. But I had to go through the resistance. I had to go to that place where I wanted to stay away from, facing my emptiness, my loneliness, my depression, my grief, my trauma, facing the insecurities, the wound of unworthiness. I had to go there. I had to look in the mirror and see, wait, I have this deep longing, this deep desire, this vision inside, but I'm not doing shit to build that, actually. And when I truly accepted my reality for what it was and faced the suppressed emotions, the traumas, the insecurities, the shame, there came the anger of my most inner parts, that I've been denying them for so long and never listened to them. And in that anger, in expressing that in a healthy way, don't do bad things with your anger. Express it in a healthy way and come to neutrality again. But in that anger, I found the strength, the courage, the discipline, the motivation to start walking my path and finally start with building my dreams, building my visions, building this platform, creating my videos, creating my healing tools, creating my healing art. And if you truly understand this concept, if you truly dare to let go of everything that you are and everything that you think you are and everything that you hold on to and everything that you think you dream of and your shadow sides and your coping mechanisms, if you truly dare to not run away from yourself in the present moment anymore, if you truly dare to look yourself in the eyes, look in the mirror and reflect, am I truly doing the things that are necessary to create the transformation in my life? Or am I just telling myself that I'm doing that, but am I not actually doing that? And if that question makes you feel uncomfortable, then you know the answer and then you know what to do. And I know it sounds simple, and I know you have to have some courage to do it. I know I had to have some courage to do it, because the resistance will grow immensely when you do it. As if your shadow, as if the part inside of you that so desperately wants you to stay where you are and deny your reality and try to be this perfect human being and only live in the future and visualize but not really doing it, not really creating change, as if it is fighting for its last breath, for its last stance, for its last bit of control on you. That feeling, that resistance, that is where you need to go. Look the resistance in the eye, face it, embrace it, admit where you are denying your reality, admit where you are making your reality prettier than it is, because the truth will set you free. Hi there, my name is Myrthe Glasbergen. I'm the founder and owner of Beyond Psychology, and I'm also a psychologist, coach, intuitive singer, and creator. And away from traditional talk therapy and coaching, I have created tools for mental well-being with healing music, poetry, spoken word, voice healing, and song that help you to reduce stress, overcome anxiety, regulate and master your emotions, and heal your suffering at the root. And if you want to work on the topic of this video or on the topic of one of my other videos, you can do this in 3 ways. You can work one-on-one with me, just check the link below. You can also check my web shop where I have gathered all my tools for healing, meditation, somatic exercises, visualizations, and healing music. And you can subscribe to my membership and online platform. It will give you access to all of my tools at once. You can now check it out for 5 days for free. Check the link below, start your free trial, and heal your suffering at the root. Thank you for being here and have a nice day.